Bestie, let me tell you, getting laid off was not in the plans. But instead of panicking, I had to get real strategic real quick. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you the top 5 things that I did to survive and stay afloat during this season. So if you have ever been laid off, or you just simply want to prepare for anything that might happen because people are seriously getting laid off left and right, then just go ahead and keep on watching, because these tips just might save your wallet. Are new here, hi, my name is Jasmine, aka Budget Treasures, and here on my channel we talk about all things finance with the emphasis on budgeting, saving money, and paying off debt. I encourage you and welcome you to subscribe to the Bestie community. We are amazing over here. We love to encourage one another, learn, and level up in our money. Listen, and if you are a returning bestie, hey girl, hey. And I just want everybody to take a moment and check and make sure that you are subscribed. And if you're not, please hit the subscribe button. Also, please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up so that the, algorithm streets can pick this video up, because I think it's going to be very, very, very valuable, especially in the season that we are in. So let's hop into it. The very first thing that I do, and especially do in this season, is budget. It is important. It is valuable. It is essential. It is vital that you are budgeting. That is something that I did. I continue to budget whatever money it is that came in. I do want to give a disclaimer, and I do want to say that after I was laid off, I did continue to get paid with supplemental pay as well as unemployment. Now, it wasn't my full paycheck, but it was still money that I had coming in. Now, I will tell you, budgeting is important. You have to know, especially in this time, how much money you have coming in from whatever resource or whatever source that it's coming from, and then also how much money it is that you have going out. And that is something that I was very, very serious about doing. I have tons of videos on the channel where I am budgeting my unemployment money and my supplemental pay money in order to stay afloat during the season. So please check those videos out if you need to. So not only was I budgeting, but I also made sure that my budget routine was solid. I checked in on my budget I checked in on my budget 1 week into the budget, and then also closing out the budget as well, so I can see how I was spending my money, anywhere that I needed to make additional changes to my budget to make sure that ends were going to meet. Because to be honest with you, even though I was being paid unemployment money as well as supplemental pay, I just didn't count on that money, because anything can happen where they can, there were times where I got my money late and I wasn't paid sometimes for like a whole month, and I just had to work with what I had. And this is why the system that I created for myself worked so well, and I was even able to stay afloat after not getting paid for a whole month. So making sure that you're budgeting, and then also making sure that you and your budget is like this. Like, you checking in on your budget daily, okay? And then we'll go into the next thing that I did, which was expense tracking. Expense tracking is also going to be very vital. It's going to be your best friend. I learned very quickly within this season, after I was laid off, oh no, honey, you have to expense track in this season. Expense tracking was very important for me to make sure that I was able to see in real time how I was spending my money, and if anything needed to be cut back, making sure that my bills were paid, etc. So expense tracking daily was literally and is literally my saving grace. So not only budgeting, not only checking in on the budget and closing out the budget is also something that I have done and have been very helpful, but then also expense tracking. The next thing that I did, and this one is probably the most important if you can do it, I paid my bills up until sometimes I was like a month ahead of paying my bills, so that I didn't not only have the stress of being laid off, but I didn't want the stress of having too many bills at one time. So I am a paycheck to paycheck budgeter, which basically means that I pay whatever bills I have in between paychecks, I pay it with the paycheck that I've just received. However, during this season, any bill that I was able to pay with the money that I had, I paid those bills. So I was pretty much really ahead of schedule when it came to paying my bills, and I'm still literally ahead of schedule when it comes to paying my bills. So I already have literally everything paid for the month of March, and I really only have to kind of just worry about April. So it gives me time to be able to hustle and think up a master plan, okay? So that is going to be very important. So if you receive a like sometimes they give you like a severance or anything like that, I would pay every bill that I could pay. As soon as that bill comes out, like if the bill is not even out yet, I pay that bill immediately. I make sure I pay my bills like so far ahead of time, whereas when I was paid, when I had my regular job, I would just, pay my bills according to my paycheck. Now, if I can see that bill gets paid immediately. So that's another thing, and that was the most important thing of why I was still able to stay afloat even when I wasn't paid for an entire month because of whatever the reason was. I was still able to make it work. The next thing that I did where I found that it was very helpful is to continue to save money. I have never stopped saving. I'm saving. I don't care if it was $20, if it was $100, $300, whatever it was or is, because I'm still in this season. I am saving money as I go. And that has been so helpful to me because in the event that I need to take care of, let's just say, an emergency that may come up, and having an emergency, being laid off is like, whew, like for real, stick a fork in me, okay? Don't kick me while I'm already down, right? So still having that savings is going to be very important. So while you're looking for a job, or while you are hustling, or you are working your business, or whatever it is that you're doing, I have continued to save money, and it has still been of a great help for me in this season. Another thing that I am doing and have always done, but really am doing, is looking at ways to make additional income. Bringing in additional streams of income into the home has absolutely helped a ton. It helps you to continue to pay bills. It helps you to buy food. It helps you to be able to, especially if you have like young kids, buy things for your kids and things like that. So continuing to hustle, if you have a hustle, or even if you don't, looking at ways that you can bring extra money into the house. And that is something that I have done. I really like that the day and time that we live in, side hustling is a lot easier than it used to be, in my opinion. I feel as though there are a lot of things that we can do to bring money into our homes, even if it's like a part-time job or a skill that you have, or just anything where you can bring extra money in, because that is going to help even your mental as you are looking for a job. I will tell you that being laid off, you definitely go through mental like ups and downs. Like 1 minute you might be really excited, you're like, oh, I'm looking for a job, I know I'm gonna find a job because I have the skill set to do A, B, C, D, and E, or you know, I know that I can go make some money on the side and I know I'll be good. And then the next day you'll feel like, oh my gosh, why am I in this? How am I going to be able to make that money? How am I going to be able to go out and do this side hustle to bring money in? How am I going to be able to find a job fast enough? And the emotions are really inconsistent, and it has been that way for me. One day I'm up, and then the next day I'm like, Lord, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I guess I'm gonna have to sell my house or something and go live with family. Like I go from one extreme to the next. Like, let me tell you, I'm either a millionaire or I'm broke. Like, there's no in between with me. So it can really take a toll. Being laid off can really take a toll on your mental state. And I think that we don't talk enough even about that. So just having that extra money coming in will definitely be helpful if it is something that you can do. But that is something that I have done. And I will give you guys one last extra thing that I have done. And if you can help it, try your very best not to use credit. Now, I really don't use credit in a way where I'm borrowing money. If I do use credit, it's because I'm paying my bills with my credit card, and then I'm paying the credit card back, like for my rewards points, or if I'm getting gas, I'm getting it with my credit card and I'm paying it right off because I already have the money. But if you can, try your very best to not use credit, because that can really put another layer of stress on you. Just, you know, having debt or whatnot. I do have debt, not credit card debt, but I have other debt that I need to pay, and it does weigh pretty heavy on you. So as we talked about before, in this season, my emotions have literally been up and down. I believe God, and sometimes I'm like, God, where are you? God, why am I going through this? God, why me? And of course, God, why not me, right? But it doesn't take away from the ebbs and flows, or, you know, the unstableness of your emotions of being laid off. I mean, you go from the phone call or the meeting, which is traumatic, to now I have to let this set in, to now I have to alert my family, to how am I gonna live? You know, being fired or laid off is one of those things where it can seriously, it's a hurtful, painful thing. And I can say, having trust in God, even though, like I said, my emotions sometimes are all over the place, but ultimately laying and resting in God, in Christ, in my provider, and reading scriptures where, Lord, you said, okay, that I would be okay. All the scriptures that you can ever think of, that I will never be begging for bread, that you are my provider. Lord, you said that if I ask, then I will receive. You said, test me now in this, so I'm testing you. So really exercising the word of God and exercising your faith. For me, I'm saying, like, these are the things that I do. Even when I don't want to pray and I can't pray, I ask God, please hear my heart, because I'm just in a season where I feel like you're there, and then I feel like you're not there. I feel like you're telling me to get a job, then I feel like you're telling me to take my brand to the next level. Like, Lord, you know what I'm saying? So how about this? How about I work, right? I work, and then you do with my work what your will is to do. And that's kind of like where I am now. Like, I'm going to do everything, and what your will be done, let it be done. But faith without works is dead. So I'm gonna work, and I need whatever your will is for my life. That's what I need to take off. So I'm in school. I'm working on my brand. I'm working on finding a job. And whichever one comes next is next. So that is pretty much what I have done to stay afloat, to make ends meet. That's what I've done to survive. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. Hurt and working harder, right? So I will do this video again. Now that's basically what I have done receiving supplemental pay and unemployment. That will be stopping in, let's just say, probably, well, I already know when it's basically, let's just say April. Okay. I know that I will be getting one more check in March, and I'll probably be getting 1 or 2 more checks from unemployment in March. So I'm gonna do this video again where I talk about how I am surviving with no income, like from the job, if you will, you know, or from unemployment. I don't even know how long unemployment goes, but it will be very helpful if they continue to give me money. But I know the unemployment rules and laws are different, so I am definitely going to check that out. But that's pretty much what I do. Share in the comments, what are some things that you are doing? What are some things that you have done in order to survive during a laid off season? I really, it's my heart's desire that we really lift one another up and we encourage one another so that we can just keep pressing and keep pushing on. I'm so happy to be back in front of the camera, but like I told y'all, I'm working and I'm working hard, and I have something for you guys, and I'm so excited about it, and I will tell you soon. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give this video a thumbs up if I said anything in this video that you liked. Make sure that you are subscribed. We are going to hit 100K this year. Like, we're gonna do it, okay, as a community. So tell your friend, tell your cousin, tell your boo, tell your ex, tell everybody, subscribe. But watch also. Don't just subscribe and don't watch, because, you know, they go hand in hand. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Go be great, besties. Peace out.
You're special and you're reckless. Remember, you're my bestest friend. Yeah, she my bestie. My love for you is endless. Nobody else can end it. And when I get the money back, then baby girl, you can spend it. And everything is alright. I like